Hey guys, Uncommon Ramen here. Today I wanted to take a look at a game called Scoville. This game came out a little while ago, and it's been on my wish list for a really long time. Looks like an incredible game. It was by TMG Games, but I never. I don't want to say that I didn't pull the trigger on it. It's just that I had other priorities that I was looking at, and I always put this one kind of on the wayside. But it's been on my radar for a couple of reasons. I really love hot peppers, and more importantly, I love the concept of the game where you're farming hot peppers, you're growing them, and depending on the way you grow them can affect the Scoville units that each of these peppers have. So let's take a look inside the box. I did take the shrink wrap off. Granted, I do have a tripod. Honestly, the last couple of videos I did where I had the shrink wrap still on the product, it was still kind of awkward. So I went ahead and I took the shrink wrap off, but I have not looked at the inside of this box. So let's take a look inside. So TMG, or Tasty Minstrel Games, are the folks that brought you games such as Flip City, which is a re-implementation of a Japanese game, if I remember correctly. Harbor, which I did a video on, and I highly suggest you take a look at that. It's a great game. It does boast solo play, although I wouldn't suggest it. I think that it plays better as a multiplayer. Dungeon Roll, which was just an awesome game. If you love dice and you love Press Your Luck, this is a really great game. And just a slew of other games, the Eminent Domain series, as well as Battle Cruisers, which is constantly going on sale on cool stuff. So definitely go check out some of the other games. They are really great games. So here we have what looks to be the rule book. I love the art here. The faux cell shading is a really cool effect, in my opinion. So I think that's cool. It's really colorful, very well divided. Looks like it makes it really easy to follow, and it's not a whole lot. There's only 4 pages here, so it's actually really easy to get into this game, it seems. Then we have these guys. I have no idea what these are. Oh, I see. These look like crossbreeding charts. Like, for instance, if I crossbreed a green with a yellow, I get a brown. But an orange with a green gets a white. Huh, that's cool. And they all stay the same. So I assume that these are just crib sheets for each of the players, just showing them how they can utilize their peppers. That is kind of cool. Then we have these guys. If I hadn't looked at the rules, I would have not known what these are, but these are actually, well, actually, I guess I could have flipped them over. These are basically player screens. They go in front of you to keep secret information. And then, as with every game, we have a whole pile of cardboard. And this is going to be anything from what looks like money, trophies. I don't even know what these are. Some sort of chit. Maybe it helps you keep track of your peppers. But anyway, just a whole slew of cardboard. And then we have the player board, which is, I love this. I love it when they do this. The puzzle effect here, where you just basically fit them into each other like that. The reason that I like this over the fold is because, first off, I think it stays really well, you know, as opposed to just having four boards sitting next to each other. And more importantly, when you have a creased board, opening it up, especially with boards these days that they're relatively large, they tend to warp. And this is very clearly sitting flat. Not worried about pieces going all over the place, although it looks like they did something else that I'm really a fan of here as well to make it so that pieces don't go everywhere. But this is just a really great idea. It was just really well thought out, guys. But you could see here in the center section, all of these can be punched out. And I might be wrong here. No, I'm not. Cool. All of these peppers are shaped like that, so they can fit right into the slots. So you're not going to see them shifting around too much until you start stacking on top of them. And that is a fantastic idea. That is just very good forethought. So that is just plain exciting. I'm really excited about that. So we got tons of little wooden peppers here, and what looks to be farmers. You know, I've done enough research on this game to know the basics of what I'm going to be doing here, but I'm not exactly sure what, like, I know that these are all peppers. Not sure what the farmers are used for, or these little discs, but just, that's really exciting. And then we have another baggie here of little clear plastic ones. I assume by the lack of them that they are super duper special awesome, but that's just super cool. That's really cool and really great. They added a ton of baggies here just so we could separate everything. That is just, again, really good forethought, especially considering they use a double valley insert, which means that it's not exactly the best at organization, but it's just, you know, they try to remedy that by making it, or by giving you something that to organize with, which is going to be these bags. And then we have a lot of cards here, so let's take a look at that. There we go. So we have a whole bunch of these little square cards here. I'm assuming okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here and assume that these are ways to sell your peppers to get some coins and some points. Assuming the heat here is victory points, just simply because this is based on finding the hottest peppers. So, I mean, I obviously could be wrong. I haven't looked at the rules that much, but yeah, that's what it looks like. They have a wanted side here, so this is the peppers they want, and then on here is what you'll be receiving. So, you know, a yellow and an orange pepper, you'll get a brown pepper, 3 gold, and what looks to be 1 victory point. And if I was looking at the chart correctly, brown peppers are the most common. And I want to say that that's the, oops, I botched my pepper splicing. So here's, you know, the end result, but without actually having played it, I'm not exactly sure. So it looks like that's what those are. Let's see if I could pull the shrink wrap off of this in a timely manner. There we go. So this one is, what is this? part of the auction part of the game, so they're going to auction off peppers that you can use to plant or splice. That's what I'm going to assume this is, because there is an auction part of this game. You got to use that money for something, and it clearly isn't victory points, or maybe it is at the end of the game, but you obviously want to also continue to grow your farming, so you know it could be a bunch of different things, but I'm assuming that's what these are. This is just for the auction section of the game. Then we have what looks, it says recipes, so I'm assuming that's just for the chili creation. And this is like just strictly victory points, I'm guessing. So we had one here that is, I want to say the farmer's market, and that's where you're gonna sell them peppers that they want for another set of peppers and some victory points. And then we have the auction, which is where you're gonna just get peppers for bids that you put in. And then we have the recipes here, which I guess should you provide a chili with this kind of peppers in it, then you're gonna get this many victory points, and they vary as you go through. Some interesting names too. It's pretty cool. So this is very point salad-ish, like ooh, that's scary. Like a Feld game, in that there's looks to be a lot of different ways to get points here. So you know, you don't get stuck. And then we have more. Yeah, it looks like more auctions. These are separated in colors green and blue, just like the farmer's market was separated into colors green and blue as well. I don't know the significance, but there obviously is some significance. And that is all the cards that you're going to see in there. I'll take a quick look at the peppers here. Got some purple peppers, some green peppers, blue, yellow, orange, white, black, red, brown, or yeah, I guess they are brown. And then of course the clear ones, which I think are pretty cool. There is something to note here that each of these are actually in height different sizes. And I assume, sorry about that, that the taller they are, the hotter they are. Because we're looking here, the orange is actually slightly smaller than the white, and the yellow is significantly smaller. So height has something to do with this. But I don't know what it is. And I think I figured out these discs have something to do with player order. There's 6 of them and you can play 6 players. So it's got to do with player order. And here's your little farmers. Don't know what they're for, but that's it, guys. That's Scoville. A lot in a box here. Worker placement with auction, with, you know, all kinds of interesting little aspects. Just, it looked like a really cool game. I think they did a fantastic job on the components here. They added a lot of organizational things that I just wouldn't have expected, and they didn't have to do, but they did. The artwork here is just amazing. I love it. But yeah, that's it, guys. So if you like the video, please go ahead and like and subscribe. And until next time, guys, peace!